Yes.
Welcome to the Completely Unnecessary Podcast. I'm not sure I'll keep that burping. For Tuesday, July 19th, 2022, the pre-Comic-Con edition. That's Ian Ferguson. I'm Pat Contry. On the show today, we'll be talking about, we'll be asking the question, are retro video games a waste of everyone's time and money? Poly Mega issues, Lego sets out the wazoo. Lots of stuff in our intro.
The Waz.
We'll be talking about maybe a Patreon poll topic in relation to my last day job. Blah, 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 blah. I just gave it away. This weekend, we talked about what we had done.
This
Past
morning.
weekend.
We talked about the past weekend.
This morning, we spoke about the past weekend and our bougie mini golf preferences on the exclusive Patreon podcast.
If anyone out there has any pictures of birdies and bogeys from the Galleria Mall in Buffalo, send them to me.
So you go to patreon.com/CU podcast for that. And Ian did some DJing this past weekend. I saw Thor, God and Love and Thunder, not God and Thunder, Love and Thunder. And the backlash was really weird, and I thought it was fine. It was fine. It was goofy, a little more goofy than I would have liked, but it was fine. Christian Bale is obviously great and everything, so whatever.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was fine. Yeah.
I'll go see it at some point.
And my Amazon Fire Stick broke on like Saturday, 3 days after the Prime Day sale ended, when it would have been like $15 to get a new one, and it bricked. It just wouldn't operate anymore. I got a new one, so I had to watch cable TV on my phone and computer. Oh no, or YouTube TV, I should say, not cable TV. But,
It's not so bad to do that. I do it.
No, but like I like to relax. That's an awesome couch. I fall asleep on the couch all the time. I like to just be on the couch, have my phone, looking at Twitter, doom scrolling while watching, Sports Center or
Sure,
Around the Horn or something. That's all. It's different than this is like workstation over here.
Right.
It's not the same thing.
Oh, I meant like just running like an HDMI cord from your
computer.
Oh
Oh yeah, I could do it from the laptop. You're right.
And then you just keep your mouse next to you and your remote and just log into the Netflix app, and it's the same thing.
What is this? The 2000s?
It works.
They have HDMI in the early 2000s. I don't know if they did. By then, so yeah, Pat, they did. This came out this year, the 1.0. Anyway. I want to talk about EA making DLC free, which is basically what we suggested Ubisoft do last week.
Yeah, it's not as like... All right, so EA is making DLC free.
Hey.
We talked about this last week. I know. I'm just getting myself set up. So basically, anything that was for BioWare games on the Origin store, most BioWare games, Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3, are all becoming free. Apparently, this is just mind-boggling to me. I would have made so much fun of it if we knew it at the time. EA has multiple different currencies on the Origin store.
Oh.
One of them was called BioWare points.
Okay.
Which they were a form of currency that you used to buy BioWare specific DLC expansion packs and shit.
They tied it to that dev publisher.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So very weird.
Okay.
You could purchase them for the in-game content packs. Basically, they're doing away with the BioWare points, and because of that, they're making all of those expansions that you would have to have bought with BioWare points free. And then the multiplayer packs are not being made free. Afterwards, they can be purchased using credits that you earn in-game.
Okay.
So that's not so bad.
Well,
it was weird to get to a weird place where you had to do that by making very like
you gotta buy multiplayer
fucking
packs. Well, you gotta play the game. Okay, that's
Anyways. So I mean, it's not a bad
outcome.
Well, I thought you were about to play something and you didn't.
What was I supposed to play, Ian?
I don't know. You were reaching for your soundboard, and I'm not going to speak over your soundboard.
I said it. I usually don't say it, then hit it.
Anyway, so yeah, it's a decent outcome and an idea, at least, of what I think companies should be doing once they start to remove support for these games.
Yeah, just put it out for free. People that bought it 10 years ago or 5 years will be pissed, but it's better than just stripping it away and you can't access it.
If they're pissed over that, they need to find fucking something better
I'm just
in their
saying.
life to focus on. Holy shit. But yeah. Yeah, they're mostly old games too. Like, it's been years.
Well, what's the Mass Effect? Is it the Mass Effect like HD remake, or no? It's just 3. 3 came out like what, 6-7 years ago. When did that come out?
I don't even
The one
know.
people hated the ending, so they changed it.
Yeah.
People were complaining about it.
When did that come out?
It's been a while since that came out.
2012. So 10 years ago.
10 years since the third game.
Yeah. I was going to say, I would have actually put it at even older.
I thought we talked about it in the podcast and people were whining about the ending. I guess not. It was before the podcast. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Class action lawsuit for PS5 is going forward. It looks like.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about this, but it's like every new console generation, there's a problem. And every new console generation, the companies try to squash it and keep it down low because they don't want it to affect their sales. When you get to things like the Red Ring of Death, there's nothing anymore a company can do to contain it. It's just a fucking nightmare of an unreliable console. I haven't heard, and granted, I'm not saying it's not true. I just haven't been paying attention to the PS5. I haven't heard of a lot of problems with the PS5, but clearly there are some, and one of them appears to be that they randomly shut down while you're playing games.
Should be a problem.
That sounds like it's not a good thing. I mean, you buy a PlayStation 5 almost exclusively to play games, so the class action lawsuit is going forward.
It's filed in Illinois federal court alleging violations of state and federal consumer law. According to the complaint, the PS5 contains a defect that causes the console to suddenly power down while the user is playing video games, often losing saved gameplay. All right. I mean, it costs several $100s, this console. You'd hope.
Yeah, you'd want it to work well.
I mean, well, Xbox 360 didn't. There's a lot of bad consoles that were thrown into garbage bins and in landfills, like millions. But
I spent every day at work for like 2.5 years repairing fucking 360.
I mean,
consoles.
that will probably go down in history as the worst hardware designed for a console that just failed.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to. What was the failure rate in those? Like 20%? 15%? I mean, it wasn't low.
Yeah. How many years until we get the retrospective on like how bad that was?
I mean, that was 15 years ago. So I think at this point,
Yeah. 2006.
the Red Rings probably started at what, 7 and 8 when the height of it was immediate.
It was immediate. Yeah.
I mean,
It's all the earlier models are far more at risk. The later original models are less at risk, but still very, very unreliable. It wasn't until they released the remodel, the Slim, that the 360 became a
reliable
very
console.
reliable console. We still got them in for repairs, but at no larger of a rate than like PS3s and other stuff.
Sure. I remember when I found mine. Remember I told you I found I found the Modern Warfare 2 bundle at the swap meet for like $20. And I said, Ian, I think I called you time. What are the odds? I said, Ian, what does this cost? I said, okay, it'll cost you this past $60 or whatever to get it. I was like, okay, then even still, it's still worth it. It worked though. Like it was
Right.
It was amazing.
Sure.
I still have it. I mean, it was not a Red Ring number. You'd assume at the swap meet they were
You
ones
would
that didn't
assume
work.
any loose,
Yes.
untested 360 console is red ringed. Yeah.
And that was like 2009 or late 2009, early 2010. It was still a new console. It wasn't, you know what I mean? It was still in the Xbox One hadn't come out yet. So it was like shocking. Anyway, Ian, we have a small update.
Update.
From the man Robert Stack. GameStop NFT marketplace. There were pirated games on there via NFTs for a while. That if you bought the NFT, you got access to games. I think they were removed from there, but there was tweets about it. There's a game called Galactic Wars that was on there. Pico 8 games were being sold by someone. Let's see, Volcano Byte said, hey, GameStop NFT, why do you allow this NFTs to be sold on your site? Who has given this user permission to sell these Pico 8 games as their own? Are you crazy or do you have no respect for anyone? And I didn't see any articles about this. When I clicked on it, it was gone.
Yeah, it looks like it's
But
gone
it looked like if there's no oversight of who's uploading these NFTs on even GameStop site, we're talking copyright infringement, trademark infringement can be happening.
Right.
Are you shocked by this?
No.
Are we shocked by this?
No, no, we're not.
And this
In
happened
any way.
within like 3 days of the shop being open. 4 days.
Yeah.
This happened.
It's going to be a nightmare. I cannot wait until the financials come out about how poorly this is doing for GameStop.
About what the sales actually are.
Yeah.
Versus how much they sunk into this shit.
I mean, that's got to come out eventually, right? I feel like that's got to be something that comes out in a stockholder report.
I guess. The person that uploaded it had a response. Hey guys, some folks on Twitter encouraged us to reach out to you and said you were upset about the game listing on the GameStop marketplace. And they said, your game has the unlicensed license on it for commercial use, so what's the issue here? And it's like, no, dude, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
You can't just sell something that's not your own.
Right.
And then pair it to a fucking NFT. It's ridiculous.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah, so that's all. There wasn't like an article about it, I don't think. So anyway, let's talk about what's going on in Europe right now with loot boxes. Eurogamer article. Eurogamer, your source for gaming in Europe.
Yeah, UK government demands changes to better protect young people from loot boxes. Game companies and platforms need to do more. So we've talked a lot in the past about how Europe, UK has been, pretty.
They've been on the forefront
of recognizing loot boxes as a predatory practice
and deeming it gambling. Trying to regulate it in some aspects.
So back in June 2020. They launched a call for evidence on loot boxes in response to the digital culture, media, and sport inquiry into immersive and addictive technologies. They say loot boxes should not be available to children without consent of parents or guardians, and it will not hesitate to consider legislation if companies do not bring in sufficient measures to keep players safe. This is all well and good.
The old ESRB thing from the 90s. You got to regulate yourselves or we're going to do it.
Right. So this is all well and good, but I don't think anything's really going to come of it, unfortunately, without legislation. And I don't know. Technically, they shouldn't be available to children already without the consent of parents and guardians, because children under the age of 18 don't hold purse strings. I mean, they can have their own money.
The credit card could be in the system. That's the problem, I guess.
Right.
Parents.
I guess. But then, how are you going to verify that? What, are you going to use you could use some sort of like two-step verification that sends it to a parent's phone and they have to okay it. I think that could probably work. But I don't think the video game industry is really going to get a fire under their ass until legislation comes in.
Well, why would EA do something that's going to make them less money voluntarily?
Right.
Well, even if it's like 10%, 15%, why would they do that? You're talking about
the ESRB,
tens or hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, the ESRB and game ratings probably impacted sales a little bit at first, but it wasn't cutting directly into the revenue stream. This actively loses companies millions
directly.
And sometimes billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a lot harder to get modern video game companies to say, yeah, okay, we'll regulate ourselves.
Sure. You can regulate your spending at ultimatenintendo.com for sure.
You sure can.
You can spend a little or a lot on RBI baseball stickers, certain NES and Super Nintendo guidebooks. The CU Podcast and Owl Pen is back in stock.
Get it.
There it is. Oh, Ian's yawning a lot.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, that felt good, Ian.
New medicine makes me very sleepy. That's why I'm drinking 2 Diet Cokes. I apologize.
Pixel Pet, Hairpin, and more at ultimatenintendo.com. I'll be on Cameo. No, I'm not. I'm always on Cameo, but no one does it. Cameo.com/PatCountry. I get a Cameo once every 3 weeks at this point. That's okay. I'll be on Twitch Wednesday. Twitch.tv/CountryCode for all your 80s, 70s, 60s, and 90s commercials needs.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a good time. Ian thinks it's fun once every 7 months when he's there. He thinks it's a good time. We actually have a chat command, exclamation point Ian, and it'll say whether or not you're in the server. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't. That's pretty fun.
So it'll say Ian is not in the chat. Then when you do show up, the best mod, all you has to change it real quick to say Ian is in the chat. You did not know that. You didn't notice that last time you were there?
No, I did not.
Were you there for the 100th? You were there for the 100th.
Yeah, briefly.
That was like 10 weeks ago at this point. That's fun. And we're going to be at the Long Island.
We are. That's coming up real soon.
In a month.
Is it a month?
It's a month.
It feels like it's perpetually 2 weeks away. So
it's really?
That's how it feels to me.
It feels like I was just at a convention a week ago, and it felt like it was 3 weeks. I was at another one before. I thought that was 3 months ago.
My sense of time is all screwed up lately from being out of town for the work thing. And at Comic-Con this weekend.
We're going to be at Comic-Con probably. Yeah, the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo is August 12th to 14th. That's 4 weeks, I believe, from... Is that 4 weeks from a couple of days ago, or is that 4 weeks from this weekend? It's coming up. That's all you got to know. We'll be there with bells on, with my paisan, my New York, New Jersey brethren, and I will treat a couple people to pizza, including Ian if he's nice to me.
3.5 weeks.
So it's three weeks from this weekend?
3 weeks from this weekend.
Holy.
29th, week of the 29th, week of the 5th, and then the convention.
Oh my God. It's just this word
weekend.
Christmas is coming up soon. Jeez, Christmas in July. Here we are. And then I'm doing something special. You demanded it. The compilation. It's going to be 3 parts of the Tommy voice messages. 3 parts. I'm going to premiere the first one this Saturday or Sunday. They'll follow me on Twitter, but I'll premiere it. It'll be fun, and I'll do them like once a week, and we'll get them out there. It's what you demanded. You demanded it. And there might be a reveal of who actually voiced them by request. I think it's fun.
I'll say it right now. There's a few people who were so certain they know who exactly it is, and it's not.
Oh, people like in the anti or critical Amico community are like, oh yeah, we know.
Well, in the anti-Amico and pro Amico community, there are people who swear it's one person, and it's not. But I love the conviction with which they're wrong.
But besides me and Ian and the person that has done it, there might be 2 other people on the planet that knew.
Maybe.
And that's just because they might have shared a Sunday with the person at Friendly's a few weeks ago. And that's it. Like,
right.
No one fucking knew. And I just love how arrogant, how people think, they know about these things or the inner workings of things, and they know absolutely nothing.
Right.
I'm just going to rub your nose in the fucking dirt about that as much as I can. I think it's hysterical.
We have a short, because we can't make it a full topic, scumbag
seller
of
the
week.
Intro version.
So there's a seller. This is coming from Captain Bregal on Twitter. There's an eBay seller in the UK that has been printing counterfeit game soundtracks. They are selling for 30 to 50 USD, and then sellers in Japan are buying them and flipping them for 200 to 300 USD.
Oh God!
And one of the ones they're doing is a Banjo-Kazooie CD soundtrack. If you look at the cover, the back, you can find spots that easily look different. So, like, if you look at the official versus counterfeit cover, if you look at the O's on Banjo-Kazooie, they're totally different than the O's on the counterfeit. They have like a shine to them on the first one, and on the inside, on the second one, the interiors are like way more muted. The printing, the color on the discs is off by a pretty decent amount of. It's a pretty decent shade difference, and then the inner rings look different. Honestly, these are the same sorts of things you look for when you buy a Sapphire or something. Always look at the inner rings. Always look at the paint color on the printing on the CD. And there's always going to be some sort of weird difference.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do a full counterfeit of one of these things. You need
on the CD, it's very hard.
You need basically the same expensive, probably replication sort of setup and things like that. So anyway, I'm confused here. Are they in cahoots, or are the people in Japan not realizing they're counterfeit?
Well, I have a feeling to me it sounds like kind of like laundering to almost give a facade of legitimacy. I don't know.
This is like an international crime if they're in cahoots with each other.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly, but I'm thinking they sell them for that much, and then I really have no idea.
We don't have the eBay listing on here. Oh, we do. It's there. It is. It's down below. They ended the listing. The seller is it's the original listing. Who's the seller on here? The culture _7. That's it. The last one sold for $25.
Oh, and the disc art uses the wrong font entirely, so you should be able to check that.
Oh, you're not going to like this. If you look at what else they're selling original soundtrack from The Thing.
Fuck them.
Oh, Morricone did this. Did the score for that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You need to watch that fucking movie. Watch it. Watch it.
I watched more of that than you watched Big Trouble in Little China before I told you to watch it. I've seen a few scenes of the thing.
Yeah, we'll watch the whole thing.
I've seen that X-Files episode that ripped it off. I know what's up.
Big Trouble in Little China is old news.
You ever see that
Yeah, it's
X-Files
one of my
episode?
favorite
That's
episodes.
fucking awesome.
It's really good. It's a little different, but
yeah, it's not exactly, but
the setting is very similar.
Really, really good. I'm telling you, those first 2-3 seasons of X-Files are banger after banger. I brought that up before.
Oh yeah, no, they're fantastic.
Yeah, that was great. What else is going on here? Nintendo acquired an animation studio.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm. So this is interesting news, and this is why. Nintendo has been trying to get their Mario picture made. Mm-hmm. I wonder either if there's been trouble with that, or they now realize, hey, we can save a shitload of money if we just have our own animation studio and just do this ourselves.
Now, someone I know said that they saw a first cut. They were shown the first cut of it.
Of the Mario movie?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And that was months ago. So I also wonder, and it's a person that I absolutely trust to have actually said that and seen it. Unless they misspoke and they meant they saw a trailer, but they said they saw an early cut of the movie. And with that being the case,
with voice acting?
I'm assuming so, yes.
Okay.
But with the amount of silence, no trailer, really no nothing, the movie getting delayed. The movie was delayed, I believe, after this person told me they saw the first cut of it. So I'm really kind of curious what the state of that movie is in.
I'm still perplexed on the casting and how they went off the rails on the voices and they didn't go for something closer to what people expected from the games. I'm not saying you have to have the same voice actors. You didn't need necessarily to bring Charles Martinet, but to go off and just do voices that don't match what the characters are, I just think it's nuts. Maybe that's what it is, but maybe they've realized we can or should do more. So that's what I mean. I'm not saying it's negative news, this, or positive. I don't know what it is, but this is the actual news here from comingsoon.net. They purchased the animation studio behind Pikmin shorts, which I was not aware of those. Dynamo Pictures, an animation studio in Tokyo that collaborated on several animated Pikmin shorts that premiered on the 3DS. You're familiar with those?
Nope.
Renamed Nintendo Pictures, the studio will continue to work on the development of visual content utilizing Nintendo IP, according to the press release. Nintendo has decided to acquire 100% of the outstanding shares, excluding treasury shares, of Dynamo Pictures and make it a wholly owned subsidiary to strengthen the planning and production structure of visual content in the Nintendo group.
We'll see how this goes. I remember when Square did the same thing and then put out that Final Fantasy movie and did absolutely nothing with their studio afterwards.
The Final Fantasy movie I saw in 2001 to see the Spider-Man trailer, or one after that?
There was only one.
Just that crappy one?
Oh, well, there's Final Fantasy Advent Children, but I don't think that ever got a full wide release. The Spirits Within movie got a full wide release.
I still can't believe I saw it just for the Spider-Man trailer. Or teaser, I should say. So this is what I'm going to say about Nintendo. They usually don't make moves like this unless they have a plan, in my opinion. So I'm not saying we're going to see a bunch of animated shows coming out, but as Frank would say, it's not nothing. We're not going to see nothing happening from this. I don't know why there has not been more like animated series regularly. You know, there's always, I mean, Pokemon doesn't really count. You have all these Sonic, you know, every other year there's like Sonic series and things like that. Like, why couldn't there have been Mario series the past 30 years?
Because I think, I don't think they're mostly silent characters in the games, and I've said this before. The character is not built in. The personality is not built in.
They had them in the early cartoons.
Right. I mean, for better or for worse.
People love those cartoons.
Yeah, they weren't bad, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't know. Nintendo works so hard to sanitize and clean their games that I think it would be hard to, and that's why I think this movie is going to not be great. It's hard to just like, because everyone at this point has their own idea of what Mario or Link is like.
Sure, but at some point you've got to say this is an interpretation. I mean, how many games in before Sonic got a voice? How many games was it before Sonic spoke?
I think like one.
One game?
One or two.
Well, you didn't have a voice in the Genesis. What?
No, I'm talking about cartoons.
No, I mean how many Genesis and
Dreamcast.
So it was like several, like 8, 9 games.
Yeah,
in.
but there was already. My point is, there was already multiple cartoon series that led up to that instructed what his voice was going to be like. So it was easy. It was an easy transition.
So
what are we going to do with Mario? Are we going to go back and make him like the cartoons from the 90s? I'm not saying you can't do it, but I'm saying it's clear to me that it's difficult.
I think people got to get over the fact that it's a different medium, and it is going to be what it is. I mean, you're not going to like it. I mean, I hate.
Sure, but people don't have to like it, and I think that's what's going to happen.
But like, yeah, the Chris Pratt voice is not the way to go. I'm not saying that. I would like something more traditional. Back to there goes my 81 shirt on the chair over there. But okay, we'll see what happens. But they're going to do something. But you can do a Star Fox series easily. Do an adventure series.
Sure, a Star Fox series would be easy.
You can do a Zelda series.
No,
you refuse.
No.
You can do a Samus series.
I think you could do Metroid. I think you could do. I think you could do Star Fox.
I think they're going to do more than that, Ian. They're gonna.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying it's going to be bad.
It's good. Oh, okay. Is this Lego Bowser bad? Ian?
No, this Lego Bowser is fucking incredible. So I'm looking forward to this. Is like the one thing I want to make sure I see this weekend at Comic-Con.
Is it going to be at Comic-Con, you think?
Yes, it already says. It says touching down at San Diego Comic-Con.
It's your topic. You know.
I mean, you can't put a 14-foot, Bowser
14
anywhere.
feet.
This thing is 14 feet,
Shit.
663,900 Lego bricks inside of it. It'll be there from 7/21 to 7/24. It's mechanized. And it's massive. And I love Bowser Boy. Love him. So I got to see that and get my picture taken with it.
You love King Koopa, huh?
Yep. And then in addition, and also in video game related Lego news, just like they did the Lego NES a few years ago.
Okay, I can't comment on that at all.
I mean, you can. It's just one thing.
Is it being used to promote other products or just doing it just to do it? I mean, obviously they had their line now.
Oh, probably. I mean, that's what I would assume. They've got the whole Mario line, so it makes sense.
They got Mario, they got Luigi, they got the play sets. Okay.
And there looks like there is a smaller version of this Bowser that you can buy.
Oh, there you go, Ian. That's what I want to dig deeper sometimes.
Gonna be tough for me to.
How much smaller is it? Like a foot?
I don't know, but I'm gonna have to probably buy it.
You're gonna have to probably buy it.
Yeah, rainy day Legos. There's nothing I really want at con this year, anyways. And then they're doing the Atari, just like they did the NES. They're doing a Lego Atari for a lot of money.
It looks gorgeous.
It does.
Slap a Lego penis on there, Ian. They have a fake wood grain that looks pretty funny.
Yeah,
like how they kind of faked it with like little
yep,
multicolored line going through it. There's carts. There's Adventure and Centipede and Asteroids. No combat, huh? Combat? Is there like a rights issue with the name combat? Is that why you don't see it come up in some of these multi-packs? Combat gets pushed to the side.
I don't know.
That's something I've noticed there. So you get the console. It looks like is that life size? It looks close. You get a console.
Oh my god. Okay. I was wondering what the cool thing would be. So there is no TV or anything like that?
No.
There's a fold-out diorama.
Oh.
Scroll down. That's actually
I saw that.
That's awesome.
You get like a late 70s, early 80s little living room setup.
Yep.
with the green carpet that's the color of the tile. Like there's a kitty cat. There's things on the wall.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
This looks life size. The console or close to it. You get one joystick with a wire.
Looks like a Vader in size. Yeah.
But it's a 4-switcher.
Yeah.
But it's like the second version. And then you could be my favorite thing. You get the cart holder.
Yeah, that's cool.
Remember those card holders they had? You probably had them at Luno Video Games 2 locations. They were usually like 12 carts, or there was two columns of them. It's weird. I actually like this on the surface better than the NES one because of the interchangeable carts, because the diorama is a cute little thing.
I guess there's multiple dioramas.
Because of that, and because of the cart holder, it's more kitschy. I don't know. The NES one's still cool. I'm not saying that, but the fact that you can make your own TV and do the little thing and you go through it, I get how that. I don't know. This seems a little bit more interesting to me, which is weird. I never thought I'd say that.
No, I agree.
Now that I see
think this is actually kind of neater.
Yeah, I guess they had to pump it up It's $240, which is about the price at the NES one. The NES one you can buy for $230 brand new, so in the same ballpark. Almost 2,600 pieces. Almost. It's like they fell short. Should have did a couple more carts to get there. It'll be available August 1st. Obviously, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary. I'm kind of happy that we've had all this good news about Atari come out the past year and a half with the recharge stuff late last year. You have the new set coming out from Digital Eclipse, right? Like, this is what we want, not fucking crypto or hotel or the shitty VCS console. This is
speaker hats.
This is what we want to celebrate Atari. This is the only thing you can do. This is it for this. This might be it.
Yeah, if you're gonna try to cash in on a nostalgia, cash in on the nostalgia. Like, don't.
Like, I would consider, buying this.
We never. I mean, the hotel thing was just
the whole what?
The hotel thing was just
casino. The casino idea. Online crypto casino too. It's nuts. It's nuts. I'm going to talk about this Unity boss criticizing mobile developers.
Yeah, this got people in an uproar over the past week, and for good reason. Unity, first of all, was purchased, I believe, by. They were either purchased by or they purchased basically a known malware company. So yeah, you're one of the most ingrained development environments for game makers. Unity now is 100% associated with a malware company. But in addition to that,
you mean anti-malware or malware?
No, malware.
Oh, malware.
Malware. Okay. Yes, known malware.
What the fuck?
I'm speaking correctly. I know I love words, but yes, that
doesn't make any sense.
Unity boss and former EA exec John Riccitello has also been under fire for comments about monetization, and says that a very small portion of the gaming industry doesn't monetize their mobile games. And I think he was talking about developers in general. He also says they're also some of the biggest fucking idiots. And that's not gonna fucking fly with game developers. Some people maybe actually look at their games as, a complete thing and don't want to rip customers off and sell a full product. And to call the people who use your products every fucking day big fucking idiots because they don't cheat people out of money is gross. I mean, it's fucking disgusting. I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say about it. It's just dumb as fuck.
Is this the guy behind the Need for Speed Gas app shit? That'd be funny.
So, yeah. I mean, fuck it.
Because he worked at EA. I thought that,
Sure.
Funny. John says, I need the gas button to get money.
He also says things like, I've seen great games fail because they tuned their compulsion loop to 2 minutes when it should have been an hour. Sometimes
compulsion loop. Is that like surprise mechanics, asshole?
Again, I hate corporate CEO talk, but when people talk like this, they no longer care about games. They care about squeezing every fucking penny from you. And they are not to be trusted. That's all I got to say about that.
Speaking to PocketGamer.biz, Riccitello said that the mobile games industry had changed and it was no longer the case that developers throw their game over the wall to the publicist and sales force with literally no interaction beforehand. That model is baked into the philosophy of a lot of art forms of medium, and it's one I am deeply respectful of. I know their dedication and care, but this industry divides people between those who still hold to that philosophy and those who massively embrace how to figure out what makes a successful product. Here's a problem. Is it John? Your idea of success is not someone else's idea of success.
Right.
That varies wildly based upon the size of the company or dev and profit margin or what they're happy with. Someone might be putting out a mobile app that makes $100,000 and they sell it for $3 and with no microtransactions, and that's it. They don't have to make $1 million. They don't have to have whales that spend $10,000 on your game. I'm not saying it's wrong to design a game like that. There's different models, how you want to go, but you can't say it's wrong. That's a weird criticism. I don't understand. Like, what are you afraid that there'll be less compulsion cycles going forward in the industry? I mean,
the only thing I can think of is the more people that do that, the worse off microtransaction games look.
Sure.
But I also think he was probably just talking off the cuff and he's an asshole.
Okay. No. So wait, so what's this thing? Go back to saying about the malware thing. So what happened with Unity? They merged with a malware company? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's been all over the news.
Was it what is this? Iron Source?
Unity is merging with a company who made a malware installer.
Is that what Iron Source did?
Yes. If you don't know Iron Source, Unity's statement reads, they bring a proven record of helping creators focus on what creators do best, bring great apps and user experiences to life while enabling business expansion in the app economy. Iron Source is also well known for another reason. It developed Install Core, a wrapper for bundling software installations. If you've searched for a popular program and seen a link to a third-party site with a URL that ended in something like downloadb.net, or hdownload.net, it may have well been Install Core. If you make the mistake of downloading it, basically it installs ourselves some bullshit.
Was that their goal, though, or they put out this is an open source SDK that was then used from everyone? I mean, they didn't say, like, how we want to use this for malware. They just...
It's a wrapper for bundling software installations. I mean, they haven't stopped people from doing it, and I mean, that's generally what wrappers for bundling software installations are for. Okay.
It seems like, how did they grow from that? Then that was their first product. Then they grew after that. A lot of open to US San Francisco. Okay. All right. I'm not looking into Iron Source. People out there in the comments can fight about it. I have no fucking clue. What people can fight about, though, is not getting their Polymega consoles.
I thought we were saving this for next week.
Oh, are we? Okay, then we're saving for next week.
You were all excited about saving this for next week.
Okay, Ian,
I'm just saying.
You'll be snappy. We'll just Control X and get rid of it there.
I'm just saying.
We'll just Control X.
You were very excited about having a topic preloaded.
I wouldn't know about excited about it. I just think it's nice.
No, you were.
I wasn't doing cartwheels in my living room.
Pretty close. Pretty close. So we'll look into that a little bit more and come back to you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Polymega. Some people are complaining. We'll see if
there's more news. We'll see if they respond.